British pork pie is made of chopped pork and pork jelly nestled inside a crust pastry. Mass-produced versions contain cured pork in a soft pastry. Premium pies are handmade with fresh, uncured pork inside a pastry that's hard and crisp on the outside, soft on the inside. Among the best-known premium varieties of pork pies is Melton Mowbray, named after an English town which has produced this British snack since the 19th century. Only manufacturers situated within a defined radius of the town can legally call their product Melton Mowbray pork pie, and they have to follow the traditional recipe, which begins with blending hard bread flour. Then workers put lard into a pot of cold water, sprinkle with sea salt, then bring the water to a fast boil, dissolving the lard. They add this hot mixture to the flour. They blend for a few minutes until the ingredients form a medium-soft golden dough. Unlike dough made with cold water, which bakes soft throughout, hot water dough bakes hard on the surface but soft within. They roll the dough into balls of approximately 220 grams each. Then roll half the balls flat into a layer roughly 4 millimeters thick. With a round pastry cutter, they slice circles. Each one will be a pie top, called a lid. The other dough balls will later become the base of the pie, called the case. The pie filling is made from fresh pork shoulder, white pepper, and sea salt. They prepare the filling in small batches in order to better control the distribution of ingredients. After cutting the pork into small chunks, they sprinkle with salt and pepper. Mix by hand, then form balls the same size as the pastry balls. In the assembly area, workers lay a plastic sheet over the hoop of a pie press to prevent the dough from sticking. They put a pastry ball in the hoop and cover it with another sheet. Then plunge a round metal die into the hoop to form the case. Now they drop a pork ball inside, pushing it down to force out some of the trapped air. They brush water onto the edge of the case to make it sticky. Then they apply the lid, lightly thumb pressing all around to adhere it to the sticky edge of the case. With a different hand press, they score the perimeter of the pie and gently run a wooden block across the top. This removes the excess dough without unsealing or ripping the pie. A ventilation hole in the middle lets just enough steam escape to prevent pressure from building up and bursting the lid. The steam which remains helps tenderize the pork. A pie decorator crimps the edge inward. Then the pies go onto a baking sheet and into the oven for an hour at 200 degrees Celsius. Earlier, workers prepared the pork jelly by boiling pig's feet in a large pot of water, then simmering for 9 hours to release the natural gelatin from the bones. Now they strain the pot's contents to isolate this natural jelly. They've timed this perfectly so that the jelly is still warm when the pies come out of the oven. When they do, their pastry crust is a golden color. The pork, as meat tends to do, has shrunk during cooking, creating empty spaces inside the pastry. It's into those voids that workers now inject the warm pork jelly until it starts bubbling out the hole at the top. This indicates the jelly has filled all the nooks and crannies. The pies go immediately into a fridge set at 6 degrees Celsius. They remain inside for about 90 minutes until the jelly sets. From now on, the pork will remain moist thanks to this congealed jelly surrounding it. Each pie is wrapped in a see-through package bearing a best before date. Kept refrigerated, a pork pie stays fresh for about a week. You take it out of the fridge and let it warm to room temperature before digging in. No self-respecting Brit ever warms up pork pie.